And welcome everyone, we are live on Twitch. This is Off the Page, or the Donny Cates Shield Show, because despite not having a book, we have some Donny Cates news of a new coming book. And yeah, you can Google us everywhere, Comic Book Cast or Comic Book Cast 2. You'll find us Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, SoundCloud, wherever you want. Mitch692 on Twitter, and at Halftime Joe, that's if Joe survived the Twitter purge of 2018.
I've seen all 4 Purge movies. I know how to survive a purge.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. Good to hear. We've got a fair bit of news, so just to jump right into it, Marvel is going to introduce the Fantasticks with an I and an X in Fantastic Four issue 4. Funny enough. The weird part for this is they've only shown 4, and the Fantastics implies there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting thing. Dan Slott's having it so the Baxter Building's got new occupants and a new team of superheroes, and it's the Fantastics. They are all Dan Slott creations. I believe they're holdover characters from the Initiative.
So this is like the Fantastic Four were gone, and somebody tried to take their place.
Yeah, you know what it is, don't you? It's a jab at the Terrifics.
How so?
Fantastic Four leave, someone else that's a Fantastic Four ripoff tries to take its place. The Terrifics is exactly that.
I just thought the Terrifics were.
Fantastic Four replacement.
Oh, I thought they were just like, hey, we have this cool story for something based out of metal.
Yeah, but let's look at it. You know, you got they introduced an Invisible Girl in the first issue. You have Metamorpho, who's essentially the Thing. You know, you got a smart guy, Mr. Terrific, Mr. Fantastic. You know, it's kind of And who's the other one? Oh yeah, you got Plastic Man, so Reed, like stretchy.
That's so dumb.
So you know, it's this kind of if it's not an intentional jab, it's funny because it's ironically.
Let's see. So this is Fantastic Four number 4, where they're probably going to first be introduced. Goes on the 7th November 28th. I'll bring my mic closer. Let's see what else.
It just feels like a little meta context. It's like,
so you assume? Do you think there's 6 of them?
Well, I mean, they're called Fantastics.
Yeah, you said yeah.
So I assume you have the IX because there's 6 of them.
Okay, just wondering. I mean, that could just be what they're called for some reason.
Yeah, but they've also got a 6.
Yeah.
As the logo.
Yeah. To be fair, it looks like a G.
I mean, yeah, but a G and a 6 is kind of.
Yeah, so it could be 6 of them, and now we just see 4.
They got cool costumes though. Like they look cool.
Yeah.
You could quite easily swap them out for the Fantastic Four suits.
Yeah, definitely look cool. What is that in the back? But they beat up a monster or something?
Yeah, that's the guy from the Fantastic Four #1 cover, like the original Lee and Kirby.
Oh, that's a cool cover then that they did.
That's also it's a homage or cover rip, whatever you want to call them, from the first issue of this new Fantastic Four run.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same, but it's it's kind of the same. But it's a cool idea. You have fun with it. That's all I want.
Sure. I mean, it just looks like a cool cover. The cover, great artists, and I mean, I'm just ready to read Fantastic Four again. I'm waiting to see how the story unfolds, and I guess we could assume by at least issue 4 they're gonna be back. Reed and Sue and the kids.
They'll be back by the second issue. So
okay, well, there you go.
So yeah, everyone complaining about the first issue. You've only got to wait 3 more weeks.
Oh gosh, I mean, it's about the journey. You know what I'm saying?
It is about the journey, even though that's what Marvel 2-in-1 was. But that was a conversation.
Yeah.
But no, it's a cool idea. It's despite it being weird that where have they been? Like, it would have been nice to actually have seen these guys before this.
Yeah. And
they're just like, oh, we brought the Baxter Building out. This is our place now. But, oh well. Like, I got a face Slot can make this work. So.
Yeah, me too. I think this is, at the same time, it does make sense. Somebody else would want to take the place.
Oh, yeah. And, Slot likes to do this because not only after Secret Wars did he have Spider-Man by the Baxter Building, he's having someone else take the Baxter Building.
No, but it's an interesting thing of like, I wonder why nobody mentioned him in any other comic, or at least
that's kind of like why I'm saying it would be nice to have a little build up. Like you could have had a Fantastics little mini series.
Yeah.
Like maybe Marvel 2 and 1 was about the Fantastics, but oh well, no.
That's fine. I think it'll work out fine here. I believe.
I still maybe read like a mini series with these guys. They just look cool and fun.
Yeah, I agree. They do look cool.
Also, ironically, funny enough, they're all Dan Slott creations. So
they're new.
Yeah, well, they're from the Initiative, which was like after Civil War, like the first ones are like mid 2000s, like mid late 2000s. But like, Dan Slott likes this, like with Iron Man, and it's just like let's just bring in every Dan Slott creation. And so I'm going to play with my own sandbox, but it's cool. But onto something that I've been wanting for a while, and I've said about wanting it for a while, and I'm surprised it's taken them this long to announce it, because there was a tiny little indie movie that came out this year, a couple of months back. It's now on home video, but the Black Order is going to receive a miniseries. I think it's a 5-issue miniseries.
I'm I'm looking through it right now. 1 of 5.
5 issue. It's we had Avengers No Surrender at the start of the year as well. That ended when Infinity War came out, which of course had the Black Order in it. Then this is picking up directly where that left off, where they kind of like just went into space with the Grandmaster, and they're doing whatever now. So we're going to find out what they're up to. And it's written by Derek Landy, who did the Champions tie-ins for Secret Empire, where they're like training under Black Widow. So if you like those, like this, it's being drawn by Philip Tan as well, who's doing the cover art. So it's going to be a cool looking book.
I just think this is a book that people have been kind of wanting. This would have been nice around the time the movie came out.
It's a couple of months back.
Yeah, but this is going to be a cool book. You're going to get to learn more about these characters, and it is only 5 issues, but that's really, you don't need to have an ongoing series about the Black Order.
Like when I've always asked for it, it's like just give me a miniseries. Give me like a 5, like 6, maybe 12.
Is this their first miniseries?
Yeah, this is their first. They've only ever been supporting players in like big events.
In hindsight, I still would have been okay with Infinity War 1. This is now a movie theme, but kind of doing this, kind of letting you learn more about Thanos and the Black Order and his children, and then the second one they all fight and die. But it is what it is. They did it that way. So.
Hey, that was my original thing. Is like let's just have the Black Order be the villains for Infinity War 1.
Yeah.
And we learn about Thanos in the background. But then when Avengers 4 comes around, have it all be about Thanos.
I think one of them didn't even get to talk, I think. No, there's 2 of them who don't talk at all, really. They're like monsters.
Black Dwarf, who I refuse to call Cull Obsidian because that's a dumb name for him. He just grunts.
Yeah.
The rest of them talk.
Trying to think.
Corvus says a couple of lines to Vision. It's like, you're a formidable machine. But
yeah. You're right. I thought he was the one that doesn't talk.
No. Proxima, she says, like, we have blood to spare and all that shit. That was a really strange accent. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Yeah.
And of course, Ebony Moore's like the standout from them because he was the only one who got to do anything.
And he was the only one who had a little, even that one line of like, I've been with Thanos for a long time or something like that. You know, he's the only one that had something that showed backstory.
Even though I still can't look at Ebony Moore and go, yeah, you have an Irish accent. I still, I'm used to it in the movie, but it's just like, no, you're not Irish. You're Space Squidward.
Let's see. Is there like a synopsis? This is a synopsis right here. The second paragraph. Dispatched by the Grandmaster to work their ruthless tactics, the Cull Obsidian have set their sights on destruction, but they may discover that there's someone even bigger and badder standing in their way.
Yep. I kind of hope it plays into where Voyager and the Challenger left off at the end of No Surrender. Like, let's actually play that a little bit because I want to see those 2 return. But it's like it'll be well. I don't know what else they could do, but
it comes out November 7th, 2018. So look out for that one. That's going to be a good first issue. Let's see.
Of course, November solicitations will be out
soon.
Next week.
Yeah, soon.
We'll find out more about this. Even though they kind of have the full solicit right here, but it is what it is. And moving on to the Donny Cates Shield News section of this. Of course, Donny Cates is running the Venom little corner. I say little corner, massive corner over at Marvel now.
Yeah.
We know he's got his own little event coming out with like Web of Venom and was it Web of Venom? Yeah, Web of Venom and like Venom and all that sort of stuff. And of course, you can't really do Venom for long without doing Carnage. So of course, we have Web of Venom, Carnage Born, where Donny Cates is bringing him back from the dead for like the 12th time, even though he only died recently, I think, or the last couple of years. But yeah, so Donny Cates is going to be changing up Carnage's origin and all this sort of stuff, probably to match what Venom's was. And he might actually make him an interesting character for a change. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we are in the Cates era that is Marvel. I feel like in terms, you had Thanos, Venom, and Cosmic Ghost. So you're just having all these books, and it feels like the most impact is going to have is Venom, right? So far in Marvel.
Yeah.
Because, I guess he is killing off the Inhumans, so that might be one of the biggest impacts.
Killing off who?
The Inhumans. Are you forgetting Death of Inhumans?
Who's that?
The book, Death of Inhumans.
What's that?
Oh my god, you're one of those people.
It's like...
I actually thought you forgot.
No,
but so yeah, I guess, I don't know which one has more of a bigger impact. I mean, one of them, I guess, is killing off of characters, but this one, it's like resetting it in terms of origin and stuff like that.
But you probably won't reset. You'll do like how you do Venom. It's like, how do I make all this crap work? And it's like, I know how I can make it work. I'm going to do this. But then again, he has got free reign because it's bringing him back, so he can kind of do what he wants a little bit. And it's like, no, Carnage is this now.
So what did he say? He said, because I remember him tweeting about this or something, saying that this one shot is going to have some huge repercussions or something. It's going to impact the future for sure.
Yeah. Where does he say it? He's like, if I tell you something's like going to be big, it's like I'm not just saying that. Like, it's.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's kind of earned the trust. If he says it's going to be big, it's probably is going to be big. It's a huge first issue for fans and collectors alike. This is a big moment in the history of Carnage and Venom himself. This is the first chapter of something very, very big.
Yeah.
Be sure to be there when it all goes down in Carnage Born. The solicitation says, join Donny Cates. He continues to snake his tendrils. Well, I thought it said shake. Shake his tendrils through the Venom mythos. This time visiting the sickening sociopath called Carnage, a cruel cannibal obsessed with death and murder. Few mourn Cletus Cassidy after he seemingly died envenomized. I didn't read that. But now a cult devoted to the madman has gathered, hoping to resurrect their fallen idol and return his madness to the Marvel Universe. So it's all going to be creepy cults and Carnage.
I'm down with it. But the only thing I would hope for was that the movie could take out of what Cates has been writing so far for Venom, and hopefully Carnage as well. But the second thing is that it's so recent.
I was gonna say it's so recent, like there's no way they.
Yeah,
a possible sequel if Venom makes money, you could do it.
If Venom was a year out, no, not even, right? Because they'd have to write the script already be done. They'd be filming. So if it was 2 years out, maybe. But yeah, a sequel would most likely be the thing where they can make it more Cates.
They could probably still easily do it in just retroactively fit it in.
I'm down.
So we have this scene from here. We made it, but we made it from this, which came from here, which has all this Space God stuff.
And it's really cool because one thing about Venom and Carnage, I always thought they just looked cool. I know you think they're just too edgy or something.
That's literally what they are.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Ghost Rider. They're a cool design. They're a cool tattoo idea.
But they've never had too much story behind them, and maybe that's because somebody never really cracked the code or whatever of those characters. And some might argue that there is some Venom books in the past that have cracked the code. I wouldn't be the one to say because I honestly can't remember.
Venom stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but it's been a while, right? It's been a while since someone has cracked the code for these characters, and Kate is that person. He's just that crazy. He's like, you know what? Give me Venom, give me Carnage. I'll make them cool. And it definitely feels like a Jeff Johns-esque type thing. Like, give me these characters, I'll make them cool.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Because I feel like I've seen Kate say that where some people think some characters are lame. He's like, nah, they can be cool. Like,
I think he has. I think he said it on Twitter before.
So not like that exact sentence, but I feel like I've seen him say that.
No, but I'm pretty sure he said something similar along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I just think Cates is gonna, maybe, what if he just like ends up being one of like the main head guys of Marvel or whatever.
I mean, he's already there. He's already the new
True.
Bendis.
I was more so thinking like, chief whatever, I don't know, the title. But at the same time, he might be.
You mean like editor in chief and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
but right. At the same time, he might be one of those guys that doesn't like the suits and the business.
I think
he likes being down.
He's having too much fun.
Yeah,
like being in the sandbox. So maybe like when he's older and he's kind of like running out of ideas, he'll go into one of those roles. But, so fucking God help comics if he's like in charge that way. Yeah. Everything fucking nutty. But no, I'm still kind of salty that I'm having to read Venom and Carnage.
I like that it's called Web of Venom, Carnage Born.
It's a cool name. But it's better than Venom.
I'm excited. When does it come out? It doesn't. So November. Just says November. Yeah, it doesn't say anything else. Cover is really good. I like that cover.
It is a really cool cover. It makes him look really creepy.
Yeah.
Actually, he's all like skeletal, like that's cool. But yeah, still got to read it because it's Donny Cates.
Yeah.
He pays me by the hour or by the word. So.
Well, chat says like if Cates would be one of those people, that he wouldn't be able to write anymore. I mean, Johns would write. He wouldn't write as much, but he would write.
Yeah, that's kind of like why like I said, maybe when he's like towards the latter years of his career.
He's still in his prime.
He is. I mean, he's only just fucking started.
Yeah, it's true.
He's been here for like a year and a half.
He's rookie of the year right here. Yes, that's a sport reference. But yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's a check for the bingo card if you're keeping score still. Check.
Yeah, I did that on purpose so the chat can check it.
You gonna bring up Naruto and Game of Thrones?
Yes, on purpose.
Okay, cool. Now for something that is kind of like. Is this really much of a change? We're going to get a year-long celebration for Batman's 80th anniversary in 2019. Because every year isn't already a Batman year for DC Comics and DC.
Let me read it again. So, I mean...
They'll be celebrating their 80th anniversary of Batman 2019 with a year-long celebration to include the release of Detective Comics 1000.
It's one of those weird things of, like... I don't know if they did a year-long celebration for Superman. I know they did like a month.
He got a one-shot.
I thought he got a month celebration.
I don't even think he got a month, to be honest.
But, I mean, when they say celebration, they don't necessarily mean they're going to make other Batman comics. They're just going to, like, hype it up. They're just,
they will.
No, they won't. They literally, it says here, I think they're just hyping it up.
There'll be a ton of stuff.
Let me see. 22 young.
Wasn't it his 75th? They had, like, an entire museum for Batman.
Let's see. Writer Tom King anticipates the continuous Batman run in 2019. Spider-Man announced as a planned 103 issue run on title. I'm just gonna assume they're just gonna hype it up and have like certain events at comic shops and whatever. I don't assume there's gonna be a new comic for Batman just because of the 80 year.
I wouldn't be surprised. There'll be variants. I guarantee every comic that comes out from the start of 2019 till the end, there will be a Batman.
80 celebration. Yeah, I mean that's different than an actual new comic like appearing or whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get something else.
Because it's one of those. I think if I remember for Superman, he did like a month like build up to the one shot, and they did something else. They had like not a museum. It was something. I forgot what it was.
And say only Batman got the museum.
There was something. It might have been part of the museum or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Batman, and which a lot of people are, let's not say there isn't.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not sit here and go, oh no, who gives a fuck about Batman? It's kind of like clearly people care. He's getting a year celebration of. No,
I'm not personally the biggest fan of Batman, but this is nice for anybody out there that is, and you're gonna be able to, have some Batman stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Detective Comics 1000 is going to be what 103. Oh no, hold on. Writer Tom King is anticipated to continue his Batman run through 2019.
Yeah, to 103 comics.
Oh, I was reading that as the Detective Comics is going to be 103 pages, not like.
Yeah.
Also, Tom King's run's going over 100 issues then, so he's lied.
Yeah, I thought he said, just straight 100.
Tom. But no, I mean, if you like Batman, you like Batman being everywhere, it's cool for you. Yeah. You'll get Batman everywhere still, so nothing really will change. But now, speaking of change, I actually managed to get a segue for once. Marvel has announced new from Comic-Con, Uncanny X-Men is coming back. We didn't know anything else at the time. Of course, they're waiting for solicitations to come out, and it's that week. And we now got a bit more info on Uncanny X-Men. It's going to start off as a 10-issue series or arc, a weekly thing, exactly like Avengers No Surrender, called X-Men Disassembled. We have, who's the creative team on this? I can't remember the names. I know it's Rosenberg. Why is this article failing me? Where is it?
What are you looking for?
Oh, that's it. We've got Ed Bryson, who's currently writing Extermination. We have Kelly Thompson, who's on Mr. and Mrs. X currently, and Matthew Rosenberg, who's doing The Punisher, Phoenix Resurrection. They'll be joined by Mohamed Asrar, who's on X-Men Red, R.B. Silver, who's on X-Men Blue, and that's not a word in my brain. Sinar, who does Weapon X, and Pierre Perez, who does Rogue and Gambit.
It's a really good cover.
It's a really cool cover. The only thing that's disappointing about it is it wasn't drawn for the X that they originally showed, so people have like sliding faces and necks, so it's just like wow. But they have released the actual cover where it all looks nice and pretty. Of course, the cover was done by David Marquez, who's like Marvel's tippy top talent. But yeah, it's cool. I got no doubts this will do exactly what No Surrender did and just put everything into one, and then when it's when the 10 issues come out, you'll then get a relaunch of the X-Men line, probably streamlined. But if the rumors about Sapolsky are true, he wants the X-Men to be like 90s prominent again, so you'll probably have 1,000 X-Men books. But
yeah,
I'm hoping for just give me the Uncanny team, or maybe if you're gonna have more than one, do like the Uncanny Avengers thing where you have like the big bombastic book and then like the small personal one. Like go more that route. Of course, you can have your solo series and whatever, but yeah. If you like X-Men, it's coming back.
Yeah, like I probably won't read this because I'm not the biggest X-Men reader. But did you say you will?
I mean, I'm gonna read it obviously because it's going to be a huge thing.
Yeah, at least the first issue.
Well, it's just 10. It's only 10 issues for 10 weeks. So
okay.
I'll read the entire thing.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah. Because I kind of want to see where the X-Men books wind up and how they're going to handle it. There are some notable faces missing from the Uncanny poster. There's no Wolverine, there's no Cyclops, there's no original 5, like little baby ones, but we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, there's a lot of people saying, oh my god, Psylocke's now white again, because she looks white as opposed to Asian, but that's yet to be determined.
Yeah.
If they hurt Gabby, I will riot. Let's also not hurt Laura after what Tom Taylor did.
Well, the chat says she got X'd out.
Who got X'd out?
Gabby.
Oh, Gabby, yeah. She was one of the victims of the really poor Reddit. I don't know why it wasn't just drawn for the X, but that's just me. What do I know? I'm not a comic pro. But yeah, the arc will be an epic tale of mystery and tragic disappearance with an adventure so earth-shattering it could very well be the X-Men's final mission. Spoilers, it won't be. The press release goes on to tease that not all mutants who appear in the arc will make it out alive for Uncanny X-Men proper. Uncanny X-Men #1 goes on sale this November. So by the time the new year rolls around, new year, new me. So yeah, it's going to be cool. They're very much treating it like, well, I suppose it's exactly the same as No Surrender. They locked 3 writers in the room for a couple of days to fight each other and get all the details out. So
that's cool.
And they have released the first 3 covers. There's some interesting people in there, like issue 3's got Legion, you've got like Pixie and all that lot. So it's going to be definitely there's no story details about it whatsoever, apart from like, oh, some people are going to die. That's just the X-Men. Everyone dies. But yeah, it's going to be cool. It's huge. People have been begging for Uncanny to come back for years. You finally got it. It might be a monkey paw wish. You don't know. No doubt Cyclops will come back into it in some shape or form. I don't know how Wolverine's going to play into it because he's not on the image. But yeah, just don't hurt Gabby. Honey Badger needs to live on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of our news. And now for the comics of the week. Unless you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
No, you're all good. The comics of the week for the 15th of August, 2018. And I believe I'm going first with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Extermination #1. It is finally here. If you liked the original 5, I'm sorry. If you didn't like the original 5, congratulations. They wasted no time in this. Bloodstorm, who Colin Bunn brought in for X-Men Blue, dead. No, spoilers. No, I'm sorry. She's got sank through the chest. Who else goes in this? I'm trying to think. Oh no, that's who else. But yeah, there's a massive thing. Like you find we get introduced to like the main villain who it's going to be, or I say villain. There's a couple of them. I can't think of the other guy's name, but he's the guy who did all this shit to Rachel Summers and put the markings on her face and has the hounds. Forgive me, I can't think of his name. He's going around. He's the one that kills Bloodstorm. When they're trying to search for who did it, they stumble across Cable, and Cable stumbles across Iceman, and he was getting attacked at the time. And the guy you get introduced to kills Cable. So Cable's dead. No more Nathan Summers. But it turns out that actually the person who killed Cable was in fact Cable. A little younger, I assume either teenage or early 20s Cable.
Yeah.
So yeah, little baby face Cable takes out Big Daddy Cable. And of course, there's 2 Jean Greys. The older Jean Grey, who I had to point out is the older one. He's like, oh, they killed my son. Like, they're gonna pay for this. It's interesting because like the little Cable's like, oh, you didn't do your job right. You know, you're supposed to be a time cop. And you let these little kids here, and older Cable's like, yeah, you know. They had to learn from their mistakes, and so they can be better. So like Cyclops doesn't die and stuff. Because how Cable stood around if Cyclops is dead in the present, I have no idea. But yeah, it's a really good first issue. The art's fantastic on it. It's got the colorist from Fantastic Four, and it actually suits Pepe Larraz's art better. So it's all good. And there's going to be a lot of deaths coming in the next coming issues. So yeah. Just quickly, yes, chat. Cable did kill himself, essentially.
Is it something I should read? If it's something like I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest X-Men reader, but is it something I should read? Or?
I'd probably say yeah.
Okay, cool.
You don't really need to know much because they're going away.
Yeah, it's true. Extermination, death of Inhumans, like everybody's dying. I mean, even in Infinity Wars.
Like, let me set the scene a little bit. You got a very American style Marvel office, and you hear that little dunk dunk yo, and in comes Yoshida in his little kimono, and he just starts throwing like ninja stars at the humans, and it's like young X-Men dead, and now everything's all nice and clean. Yeah. It's a rainy bloody day in the Marvel office. He's now just sweeping up. And it's like, oh, these go in the trash. We don't like these people. Go away. So yeah. It's definitely worth a read if you want to see what the X-Men are heading. You don't know. It's an okay place to start. It's not too confusing. They kind of lay everything out for you. So
I'm down. I'm down for it. All right. Going into, I want to say my first one. One sec. Batman 53, and I don't know if you've been hearing about this one because there's something kind of important in this one, and not important in a like overarching DC universe importance, but something important to Batman, I would say, and kind of like what Tom King's trying to do with them, because this is the best arc Tom King has done in his Batman kind of run.
I'm hearing mixed things about this at the minute.
Really?
Like, even more mixed than usual, yeah. Like some people being like, it doesn't make sense, it kind of contradicts itself constantly, and people are like, oh, it's the best.
No, it's 100% the best. I really enjoy this. I think what people might get mixed up is in the not writing, but yeah, I guess in the dialogue of what Bruce Wayne is, Tom King is making Bruce Wayne say, and it could get a little confusing. But I at least from my understanding, I think I get it. And the whole thing is to kind of put on that Batman is not God. Basically, the whole issue is basically to state Batman is not God, even though we all think, or everybody in Gotham thinks he is, and it kind of plays we always talk about like what is Batman's psychology and stuff like that, but what about the psychology of the people in Gotham and kind of how that affects everything, right? I very much like that King is going down that route, and King is exploring that in a sense of, Batman runs the city, and people are about to send this freeze, basically innocent man who's doing his time well, to prison and possibly death, just on the fact that Batman brought him in. So I very much, enjoyed reading kind of the twists and turns about that, and what Bruce was saying. Kind of, they brought in religion, and he tried to appeal to the senses of the people there, and apparently everybody's made the joke that, oh, hey, a girl breaks up with Bruce and he goes back to his underwear. Like, have you heard that joke?
No.
Okay, so yeah, Batman has the underwear again on the outside.
Oh, is that how they brought it back?
Yeah, so the whole thing was all like, kind of this I guess little arc, this arc after what happened with Selena Kyle, is to go back to the basics in a sense, and even King has Bruce say it to Alfred's like, I need to go back to the beginning, or we need to restart this. So give me the first suit, and that was his first suit, and it's in a way
that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird.
To get the underwear.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, whatever floats your boat, Bruce. I ain't gonna judge.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen too many people hate it. And if it is, it might be that at some point it could be a little too confusing to understand. But I think once you grasp it, you start seeing so many things you didn't see before. You're like, whoa, this is something else. Plus, there's this one like cover within the comic that is so good. It has like Batman, right, and then within like the bat, it's Gotham.
Yeah,
it's such a good cover. But cool. Let me see. Because I'm trying to see what's that one part where he said, "Give me the first," because I want to get it right. Where he says, "Give me the first suit" or something like that. Yeah, he has like a little monologue or something, and yeah, he has like, it looks like the OG has the OG bat. It reminds me of like,
that's cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool that they brought it back. But yeah, I don't know I'm curious as to the people who dislike this series or this run so far in terms of this arc, him going to jury duty, what they don't like about it. Because if there's no action, I guess. Yeah, there's no action. I guess in terms of story, people are like, there's no story to it. I would just argue that the story is Bruce coming to terms that he is no god when he's Batman, and sometimes he likes to think he is. He's judge, jury, and executioner, but he even realizes that Batman is fallible, So it's at this. It kind of breaks down his spirit because he would always kind of lean on Batman, but now it's hard to because he just got broken inside, so he has to rediscover what it means to be Batman.
And he definitely got broken.
Yeah.
Especially this week. Like, damn.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how this arc goes. I hope this happens with Tom King specifically. And my hope is that it doesn't go down in quality, but it happens with Tom King where he's so good in this one like really short arc, and then when he has to tease something that goes on for a long time, it's like, but we'll see. I think this is going to be 6 or 5 issues, not entirely sure, but curious as to see how it's going to end for sure, because I think they got him off the hook. I think they got Freeze off the hook, if I could understand it correctly. But yeah, so I like that King brought in kind of the religion aspect to it, and even had a verse at the very end had a verse that during like the comic that Bruce referenced, but at the very end it was the full verse. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's just so many good things about this, and King is just so good at playing with that psychology of a character. And when he has to do these big studded kind of runs and tease like things that are coming forward and whatnot, just don't know if that's his strong suit, and which is fine that everybody's good at everything, At least he tried. Yeah. That's the best thing you can say. At least he tried. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this arc goes out. I swear, I've been seeing a lot of people who really like this arc. I don't see too many people who dislike it, actually. I'm curious as to those people who dislike it. So, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, to be honest, the people that dislike it probably haven't really liked his run for the longest time anyway.
And people who probably dislike it probably dislike the fact that, Catwoman and Batman didn't get married. Yeah.
I mean, like, I can understand that one. It was very much a bit of
I'm sure I probably would get mad too, but I just, sometimes I like to step back and take a look at the bigger picture and be like, all right, yes, this didn't happen, but I'm sure it's probably going to happen eventually. But what can Tom King do for me right now? And what he's doing for me right now with this arc is giving me this take on Batman of him having to rediscover, or this take on Bruce Wayne having to rediscover Batman. I just think it's enjoyable.
That's cool.
Really.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm down. Yeah, that's it.
My next and my last one, because we're only doing 2 weeks this week.
Yeah.
Infinity Wars #2.
Yeah, it's my bad on the
and
two.
This one's fucking wild. I don't know how, like, where.
What do you mean by wild? Because I read it.
It's
and
crazy.
It was
shit.
Yeah, which parts? Because there's so many.
The entire thing is wild.
Yeah.
It's just like wow. We get this great opening of Thanos kind of telling Gamora that the law of the universe is survival, and someone somewhere out there is being raised to take him out.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Not too much, but this is just because of halfway through the issue, like Thanos isn't really there or whatever. It reminds me of Westworld. With Bernard.
Yeah. It's very much like that.
That was so great. To me, that's just I love that kind of stuff where they're being haunted by the ghost of whatever.
I want to know how that works though, because he's currently in Hell or Helheim.
Yeah.
And fun fact, he actually broke up with Hela. So everyone being like, "Oh look, they're in the comics, they're together." It's like, no. You can stop using that one single panel now as proof that Hela's going to be Mistress Death in the movie.
Dude,
so,
like I said last week, I want that cover to be in my phone, like wallpaper.
It's a really cool cover.
That
Fun
art,
fact.
it's okay.
Fun fact. There's no 2 versions of that cover that are the same.
I like it.
It's
what
a really
do you
cool.
mean?
Well, I think it's the smoke and like the little lightning bit for the stones on each of their heads is different. I'm not 100%. I just seen that. I can't think who is either the person who did the cover or Duggan or someone working on this. That was like, no 2 covers of this are the same. So if you can get 2 covers at the same, you can probably get your money back and be like, oi. Cool. Or flog it for millions because they're identical. But yeah, you get little baby Gamora. It does recap the first issue where she kills Thanos. You get a little bit more on that. She's kind of like, she's walking around with his head in his bag. It's seemingly still talking to her. As you said, this is like the Bernard situation. I don't know how or why. But, as I said, he's currently in Helheim. Doctor Strange does undo the death of Peter Quill from the first issue. Yeah. That was just shock. I don't know why I didn't think the Time Stone would come into play. But it's just like, oh, sorry, I'm out my way, excuse me, and yoink.
I like the way you say that. Cause I feel like that's something, if that was, I feel like that's something Cumberbatch's Strange could do. Oops,
I was going to say, you can see Cumberbatch doing it.
I mean, I'll be honest, this whole issue, I could see the MCU actors do it. Yeah, I could see there's a part where I could see totally Christopher Pratt do something with.
It's the blood splat part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like it's got to go somewhere. Back into you. That's funny.
I want to ask you though about the first kind of part where with Gamora and Thanos, and it is this take that it's opposite of the movie, of course. But have they done this before where Gamora kills Thanos? I don't recall it from my okay. So just making sure.
She's never been able to do it. But it's nice that it's like you are the one, like without him knowing. But it's like someone somewhere out there, the universe is training someone to kill me. But it's actually I'm training you to kill me.
In the last year or so, we've gotten at least 2 different kind of takes on Thanos. Right? There's the Kate's Thanos, and then there's Duggan, right?
Yeah, but they're tying them together, and I really want to know how that's going to work because we've seen that Thanos is he's in other issues as well.
But to me, especially that one panel where it says there is no one way to achieve immortality. There is one way to achieve immortality, to father children. I don't know, just that whole kind of page and dialogue with Gamora definitely feels different than what Cates did on his take.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but
it feels a bit more philosophical.
Yeah,
I think,
and you know me, you know, I love my philosophy.
Yeah.
I read that couple pages. I was like, I love it. I mean, in a way, the movie Thanos did something similar, but not exactly.
I was like, it's very much kind of it's in the same vein as Brolin Thanos. It's not identical, but you can see the two work.
You can definitely feel Brolin saying this whole piece of dialogue. To be honest,
I mean, this entire thing, I'm just like, that's Cumberbatch, that's Brolin.
Yeah, you can see all of them do it. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting take to say for Thanos to say, you are like the one who is gonna kill me. Basically, there's already somewhere out there, but I know it's gonna be you. Or he probably even wants it to be her. Like he's training her.
I mean, the way he acts when he does it, it's just kind of like, you know what? I get it. It's fine. Like, I did good. You do you. Yeah. Just take my head off.
And of course, as opposed to the movie where, I mean, who knows in the movies? What if she comes back as a Requiem and ends up killing him? Like that would be.
I'd be down for it. I'd be.
Wouldn't that be like? So there's this like random. I mean, we all gonna assume it's Captain Marvel, but we can hope that it's her to come in at the last second and do the deed. And they're like, "Who's that?" And it's Gamora. You know, I hope they take that into account. But they already did the movie, so it's like one of those things that maybe they read the script for the comic too, and they're like, "Yo, that's a cool idea." Or maybe the comic took the idea from the movie.
Probably not, because this was no doubt written before, way after the movie.
But maybe, that's what I said, maybe the comic took after the movie, and maybe in Avengers 4 this happens, something similar, but not the exact same. Yeah.
Who knows? It'll be cool if they did follow along that line.
Yeah, because I just think this, like, especially the way it was drawn, could work out so good in live action. I would love to see an animated movie, but I don't think they do animated movies like this.
No, but this would be a really cool animated movie.
Yeah,
if they could get someone to match the art style, it would be really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Deodata's work would work in motion. That's the only thing. But yeah, you know, and Duggan's had one goal with this, and that is to kind of reinsert Gamora as the deadliest woman in the universe. You don't really get to see that much anymore, and it's just like, no, like, sure, she has a Power Stone or the Infinity Stone on her sword, but you know, she's still gonna take on 5 other Infinity Stones, dealing with time, reality, space, and whatnot, along with the Avengers, which is a really cool page actually, where they're all standing there and flying. But she single-handedly takes on the Avengers. She pushes their shit in as far as it could possibly go. I'm pretty certain she does what My Hero Academia did last week, and she makes people into meatballs. Because she just squishes Doctor Strange and Captain America together. So that's horrific.
She has 2 stones, right? Because
she's now, well, at the end of it, spoilers, she has the majority of them.
Yeah, but in the beginning.
No, she has them all. In the beginning, she only has the Power Stone.
Oh, so she was able to get the reality from Marvel while they were fighting.
When they're going up, and she's trying to asphyxiate Gamora, that she gets it then.
Not gonna lie, that felt like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. I was reading it and I was like, wait, what? Like,
I say, it's like something's gonna happen here. It's not gonna be over that easy.
It was the tap. Once I saw the tap, and of course you see Cap's face, it's like, you know, there's Morse code, and you know, Captain Marvel, military.
Yeah, it's just, I just love that little, like, oh, god damn it.
Dude, that look when he looks at Cap, looks at Captain Marvel, the way the art does it, but it's also, and then when Captain Marvel looks back, it's like Steve is scared while Captain Marvel like just feels sorry. I mean Gamora as Captain Marvel. It's so good. There's so much to love about this issue.
Yep. But she gets the Mind Stone, Time Stone from Doctor Strange. He takes it from Turk. Turk's like, no, fuck this. I want money. I'm out. I want to live.
So wait, he has the Mind Stone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he got money by like, how did he get money?
It was just cheap. You know, like, you can look inside people's heads. It's like, I'm just going to play the stock market. Okay. It's like, oh, this is going to happen in the stock market. Well, I'll put all my stuff in that. I'll buy this. I'll sell that.
I thought he was fixing games, but
I mean, he could have done as well.
Yeah, too probably.
But like, the main point you hang on is he's like playing the stock market.
I'm not gonna lie, I do the same thing.
It's smart. It's smart. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, yes, Adam Warlock gets beheaded, but Adam Warlock always comes back, so it's not really a problem.
Yeah,
As I say,
that part was crazy. He's like, you'll come back anyways, or you always do.
yeah. I mean, she kind of alludes that's in the first issue. It's like no one really dies. Like you're not, like, I'm gonna stab you through the gut, Peter, but no one really ever goes. And I assume by the end of this, she's probably maybe gonna want to bring back everyone anyway.
So
But we'll see.
I read the first issue, but it's been a week, so I don't know. I just kind of inherently forgot. The point of her getting all the stones is to bring her mom back.
The point of her getting all the stones is to get the part of her soul that's left in Soul World. Old Lady Gamora is her soul, or a chunk of her soul.
Oh,
of course,
okay.
she does open the Soul World, despite Drax being like, no.
So why was a part of her in there? You gotta explain a little bit to me. I kind of forgot all this.
Years and years and years and years and years ago.
So yeah, and who wrote it?
Couldn't tell you.
Never mind. I thought you knew. You just remember that a part of, like, it's been just a thing that's been there forever, right? In comics, that a part of her was always in the Soul World.
Yeah, because there's a ton of them in the Soul World at one point. And it might have been during Infinity Gauntlet. I honestly can't remember the exact details of it. But she was in there. A ton of them got out. I don't remember a part of her soul ever being trapped in there. I think this might be a retcon for that, but it's an interesting choice.
Oh, I thought you said there was always a part of her in there.
I mean, it might have been.
Okay.
It very well might have been. I'm not 100% as I said, but it's, she was in the Soul World at one point.
Yeah.
And when she came out, it may not have been ever said that a part stayed behind.
But this is like years of like they're going back to, right?
Just ago, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I don't know about you. I really love the little things like, once again trapped in time, Rogers.
Yeah.
That was so funny, but it made me cry in the inside.
I don't know why Thanos would know or say that, but it works fine.
I thought we fought with them already.
He has, but I'm never sure if he actually knew he's a man at a time. He probably does.
I thought he would. I don't know. He knows a lot of things. I thought he would know.
Yeah, but it just kind of seems like one of those, like, why would he bother knowing anything about Steve Rogers sort of thing? It's like Steve Rogers is nothing to Thanos, but it is what it is. It's a funny line. It worked. Especially for instance, just a dead Thanos. It's like, stuck in time again.
So now she has to put somebody into the Soul Gem, right? It's the Soul World.
Not put someone in. It's open the door for whatever the hell. What's it called? Devondra or Devondra.
Yeah.
That big Cthulhu squid monster that we've seen in the Soul Stone or Soul World.
Oh, so yeah, Devondra must be. So, but yeah, somebody has to be thrown in there. Devondra must
either that or I assume. Something's gonna come out.
So, cause look, we always talk about. So she talks about the gem must be rebalanced. What you take out, you must give back. It's like to take a penny, to give a penny.
Does she say that? Oh, she does say that. Yeah. I imagine she's saying about rebalancing because Soul World was a paradise at one point. It's essentially heaven. It's now no longer that. It's just Mad Max with weird old versions of.
See, I just assumed that she took something out. She's gonna have to send something back in.
I mean, it could very well be that. We'll find out.
I just assumed that based off like general stuff. Not hopefully, but because people get mad if she sends Loki in there forever.
Yeah, Loki would always find a way back.
Yeah, this is the funny part.
But yeah, Loki shows up with the librarian or the biographer.
Yeah,
what was it? So yeah, whether she's going to use the stones, we don't know. I imagine she's going to have to use the stones, and that's Loki's idea. It's like, you haven't got to feed this Devondra thing, just use the stones and change reality, and that's how we get the Infinity Warps stuff. Because I believe this says, next in Infinity Wars is number 3 because it has the Cthulhu thing on the cover, and also Infinity Wars Soldier Supreme number 1 starts. Mm-hmm. So I assume Infinity War 3 is going to have all the snap and everything. And then
that's all in September. It's Infinity Wars 3, Infinity Wars Iron Hammer, Infinity War Supreme Soldier, Thanos Legacy, and in October.
Really looking forward to Thanos Legacy. Why have they got the Soldier Supreme on there when Iron Hammer's coming out first? That's really strange. I don't like that.
They like Captain America,
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. That's weird. You're right. It should be Infinity Wars 3 and Iron Hammer, because like unless Soldier Supreme and Iron Hammer are coming out the same week, but I doubt it. I think they're coming out, all four like.
I was gonna
weeks.
say it's probably like one every week.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
The way I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Then you hit October, then it's like 2 every week.
So yeah, is that pretty much it?
I'm gonna say that's it for the end of my one. She's asserted herself again as the deadliest woman in the galaxy. She take on anyone she wants.
All right. My last one, Justice League #6. Now, I know we're gonna have a lot. I kind of just want to skip over to what the main thing about this issue is, and it's primarily just the characters realize the heroes realizing, hey, if you can't what was it? If you can't beat them, join them. Like, so they're gonna embrace the darkness in a way, I guess. So not even the darkness. I guess their primal instincts is what they're going for. And I guess the White Lanterns are back.
I assume so. I don't know how White Lanterns work. Like, can they just be a White Lantern, or is there something like? No,
it takes like a special. You gotta be like the chosen one, and only Kyle Rayner really was that.
Wasn't Sinestro a White Lantern at one point? No,
I don't think he was a White Lantern. Let me see.
Isn't that how Kyle got to be a White Lantern?
No, if I remember, he made everybody else become a White Lantern, but I don't think it was Sinestro. He was able to give the power to everybody else. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know my Lantern stuff, so
there's so much Lantern stuff that it's like hard. You can really get it twisted.
That's kind of like why I don't bother with Green Lantern. It's like, no, there's too much there.
Yeah, but very curious because I remember they took out the White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Jesus.
Yep.
But so, I mean, I think just the part that we finally get the Cheetah and Mantis stuff, like, oh, hey, it's like they even make a joke about it. It's finally our turn.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm just mad I didn't get to do it first. It's like, I get you, man. I get you.
So they get their own things now. I'm trying to see.
Fun fact, I have been saying I wouldn't be surprised if Snyder does an Infinity Stone thing. Spoilers, he's doing an Infinity Stone thing.
I gotta say, I don't know, because I don't really remember the Flash having the chin guard, but in this kind of artist style, I really like it.
He's always had the chin guard.
I feel like he hasn't.
He has. Flash has always had the chin guard.
I feel like he hasn't. Maybe I'm just believing he hasn't for some reason.
No, he's always had the chin guard. That's why the CW suit looks so weird, because there's no chin guard.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up because I'm just very curious. I always felt like he didn't have it. Maybe in some incarnations he doesn't have it, but some he does. Okay, in this one, more like in Silver Age, he probably doesn't. Yeah, because I see one in Silver Age where he doesn't, and I see one in New 52 where he does. Yeah, so sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I'm more of a fan of the chin guard.
So it just looks right.
In Flashpoint, he doesn't have it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm much bigger fan of the chin guard. Just especially in this issue, just the way the artist draws it just looks really good, and the way the artist draws the still force, and kind of like the green bubbles around the Flash.
Yeah, or the time stone for the Marvel.
Oh, I guess so. Yes,
if you let's be honest here, the still force is the time stone. What's the other ones in here? You got the key to the graveyard of the gods, which, by the way, is too long of a name for something. Like, shorten it down. Yeah. That's clearly like the soul stone.
But okay, so that's gonna be one of them. Oh no, there's two of them. So Manta gets like the little
the tier of is it existence or is it extinct? Tier of extinction. Extinction. Yeah. So I don't know. It's blue. Could it be space?
Maybe the tier of extinction and the key. Yeah, there's such long names. You're right.
I mean, Tier of Extinction is okay, but the key to the graveyard of the gods is way too much of a mouthful to say. It's like, just call it the key to the graveyard or something.
Yeah, I would say this issue had a lot more in terms of action, like there's fighting with Batman and stuff like that, and I kind of wanted to skip over that, because the main part of it was just the whole dialogue of the Flash and Jon Stewart just realizing, like, hey, I just got to sit still, and you got to, like, face it head on, basically.
Yeah, because, they're not exactly evil forces. They're just forces being controlled by people.
The thing about these forces, yeah, you're right. They're not evil. They're primitive, and they go to your primitive instincts. And if your primitive instincts is evil, then sure, it's going to be evil. But you can also use it for good, right? And that is, I guess, in the sense, the stones, right? The stones can be used for evil; they can be used for good.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm kind of confused as to what the doorknob thing's about at a minute.
What do you mean?
Well, we have two lantern forces. Like, why? Is the white lantern a primitive force? I assume it is because it lit up a part in the doorknob.
Well, yeah, death and life, you know.
Yeah, it's just a weird, like, because if it's death and life, then wouldn't the black lantern be one?
It's definitely been a while since the White Lanterns have been here. If I can remember the last time I saw them, at least I remember I saw Kyle Rayner in Rebirth, but I think the last time we saw White Lanterns was in 52 and kind of in the midpoint of that, so like 2013, 2014. It's been a couple years now, so I think it's cool that they're back. But with the doorknob thing, I say
because the doorknob thing is like this whole entire story is clearly, you know, those games like think of like a Splatoon, like a Nintendo Switch game or a Nintendo game where you have to have a dominant color.
Yeah.
Right, it's kind of whatever those games are, you know. And the doorknob has been lighting up with every force, even though some artists have had the doorknob completely lit up in the first issue, but we won't talk about that. But you know, the Still Force was or unlocked, as Luther calls it.
Yeah.
The statue that I think is the Source Wall or the Totality thing said the first force, you know, and that lit up the semicircle on the doorknob. And then when what was the other one that did it? I think it was the Umbrax one. You know, it extended the light inwards, and then we get another one. But on this now, with the White Lantern bit, you got the little blue light. So it's clearly a race to see.
Yeah, who can light it up? Yeah, all of them, right? Yeah.
Which I don't know if the Justice League's doorknob's going to play into this because we know they have one and we've seen it.
I think it will.
Yeah, because but their one is all illuminated because I assume that, they all have their different forces. Obviously, these are the opposites to everything.
I think that's cool that there's really no kind of physical thing for these forces. I guess unless for those two that Manta and Cheetah are getting, but the Still Force, Flash could just sit still and try to access.
Well, the key in the tier, they're saying they're the keys to, for lack of a better word, to get to the Force. So
these forces, I'm going to assume these forces don't have physical items similar to stones. There's stuff that you access in a way kind of that's in the universe, almost like the Force, right?
Yeah.
So I like that aspect about this. And only certain people can access them, of course, because Grodd had to use the turtle. Flash, he has access to Speed Force. He's trying to get access to the Still Force. Of course, the Lantern. I'm just assuming that I don't assume that the White Lantern, to be honest, has anything to do with the forces. I just assume that just means they're gonna have assistance with backup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you saw that the ultraviolet lanterns or whatever, that spectrum was trying to engulf the Earth until the White Lantern thing showed up. So to me, it doesn't come off as it is part of one of the forces or whatnot that they have to get. It just comes off as we have backup now, like we did.
Well, no, because it illuminates the doorknob. It's clearly saying the White Lantern thing is part of one of the forces.
But see, I don't know. I just don't see that coming off. I don't know.
Because Luther has the doorknob to the totality, and then it lights up blue. They've only been lighting up when the forces have been unlocked. Even though the White Lanterns have been around before, so it's kind of a bit funky. Yeah. But it's clearly it has to be one of them.
Let me see.
Because there are 7. Also, if you go back to the issue where Martian Manhunter went to visit the Keep, and I made the Infinity Stone reference there, and going, oh look, there's 6
white
colors.
One, right?
Yeah, the alien in the middle was white. So clearly it has to be one of the forces because it all.
We're also assuming that the forces have something to do with each of the characters, right?
Oh yeah, But
I would assume that there's already a Lantern Force. So it's there's 2 Lantern Forces.
That's kind of why I'm saying why is there 2?
That's also why I'm saying I get that it's a lit up or whatever. But I just don't think in the end we're gonna see it become that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It might not become one, but at the same time, it's lighting the doorknob up.
So Chad says, "These ultraviolet is gonna be a replacement for the black." lanterns.
Chat the what's the baby's name? It's Turtle, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
Turtle.
Still Force. That's not the physical thing for it. Like, the Still Force is the Still Force. It's not the baby.
The baby can just access it,
Yeah,
and Brad
the
is using
Flash.
him to access it.
Yeah, the Flash isn't
Oh,
the
my
Speed
bad.
Force. The Flash access the Speed Force.
Yeah, well, I mean, in some incarnations, he does make the Speed Force.
I mean, sure, but
yeah, but here I'm just saying he's access it. Yeah.
Yeah, the ultraviolet stuff wasn't the whatever it was Sinestro went to get. That was just what he needed to unlock it.
So, one thing I really liked as we end this off, really liked about this is that towards like the last couple of pages, there's the panels where it has Manhunter, it has Flash, it has Green Lantern, and they're both like down on their knees or sitting down, and there's people in front of them.
Yeah, they've done that weird like. I suppose they're all like going in their heads, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're like, these are for the
people.
people. Yeah, these are for these people. Yeah.
Yeah, Stewart's is for that planet he blew up. I don't know what Flash is about.
I'm pretty sure it's his mom, and like.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing I don't understand. What is going on with Hawkgirl's wings?
Yes.
Like, what is this? Is this part of the Force?
You know what? I think that's why it lights up. I think for that.
Maybe.
I think for whatever that power is gonna be, because he says to someplace new, but Blue, what in someplace surprising, Luther, and then she gets to her wings back, but it's different. So I'm gonna assume that the White Lanterns are not one of the Forces. It's whatever a hot girl like in her wings are.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that it lights up. It lights up on the doorknob because like there's clearly 7 parts on that doorknob. Like there's 7 things on Justice League one, but I don't know. It's just weird. My thing is they're gonna have to race to get the majority of the forces. Whoever's got the majority wins. But at the same time, the Justice League already have a doorknob that's got everything illuminated on it because they already know what they're
and this seems like it's gonna be like a 50-issue thing where even in the Aquaman one,
it's gonna go on for a while.
Black Manta is gonna be looking for that force, while Aquaman is trying to look for it too. Yeah.
So this is not gonna end in this arc.
Yeah.
There's no.
It definitely, like I said, it feels like a sped up Avengers.
Yeah.
Like a current Avengers, whereas they're taking the time in that one. But I mean, I'm excited to see what the
I'll say
force...
it's grabbed me a bit more now. Like the fact that I can actually look into it and go like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Like maybe this is that. Like it's hooked me on a bit more. But I just don't know if it's going to be a race to get the majority of them, or if they're going to be like, oh look, we actually have our own doorknob that has all the lights on it. Like,
I guess the only thing I don't get is the fact that Green Lantern is using the car. He's trying to engulf, I think, maybe the Earth, right? Is that it?
What did he say he was going to use the car?
That's the only thing I don't get about this one. And let's see, because all I know is Flash says, "Can you drive stick?" I was like, okay, that seems like such a movie thing to say. It's like a movie line, you know?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The question is, can you drive stick? And then it goes.
It's a very American thing as well, because who calls it stick? No one.
Yeah. So okay,
I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay. You're saying we stop battling these powers and let them and use them. If I can connect to enough people, breaks an extra code, and I show them how to use the emotions, fueling the invisible spectrum, accept them, turn them to strength, I might not be a Green Lantern anymore.
Yeah, so he's just running around trying. He's just running around trying to get.
So the question is, how the hell do I get around fast enough to show them all? So I'm assuming John becomes a White Lantern, which is, I don't know if people are going to be mad.
I don't know. What if they all become one? I think that's more likely than just one of them being it.
Maybe. Because chat's saying maybe the White Lantern Life Force giving Hawkgirl back her wings, maybe. I don't know. It's one of those things that it was like a teasing cliffhanger thing. That you can only assume they're going to explain to you next issue because they just wanted to hype it up.
It just seems really strange.
Yeah.
But I'm still sticking by it's a force because that fucking door.
I mean, it makes sense. If it is, it makes sense. I'm going to say no, but if it is, it makes sense. So, yeah. So yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much end the show. And
yeah.
I
always do this. So yeah, thanks for joining everyone. Thanks for chat for hanging out, and we'll see you next week.
Toodles.